Here we are at problem 3b. We're trying to find the limit as x approaches 5 of this particular function. Now, if we were to actually go ahead and try what we used in 3a, that direct evaluation by substituting in this value, 5, into the function, let's actually go ahead and show what would happen. So if you tried direct evaluation, you'd get 5 squared minus 25 all over 5 squared minus 4 times 5 minus 5. And on top, what you would end up with is 25 minus 25, which just comes out to be 0. And what's really hurting us, though, is on the bottom, you'd get 25 here minus 20 minus 5, and what that would eventually come out to be is just 0. And this is known to be something that's called 0 over 0 indeterminate form. And unfortunately, there are some things that we can kind of use to counter that, but we'll learn more about some of those advanced techniques, obviously as the year progresses. But there is something that we can do algebraically for right now that we've seen in the past. So I'm just going to go ahead and erase all this, because again, you can't really 0 divided by 0 really just isn't anything. You can't divide anything by even just 0, so that would make things undefined. But again, this is known to be indeterminate form. Now, what we can do, though, is actually go ahead and factor our top and bottom. So when we do that, when we factor out our top, we end up with the limit still, as x approaches 5, of x plus 5 times x minus 5, because that's really just the difference of two perfect squares. On the bottom, when you factor that out, looks like we end up with x minus 5 times x plus 1. And immediately we can see, hey, these x minus 5s end up canceling out. And so we're left then with the limit as x approaches 5 of x plus 5 divided by x plus 1. And now we can go ahead and try our direct evaluation by substituting in this value 5 in for wherever there's an x. So when we do that, we end up with 5 plus 5. That'll just be 10 on top over 5 plus 1 is just 6. And so it looks like eventually this limit would just come out to be 5/3 when you simplify it. So again, if you try direct evaluation, to be honest, most of the time they just won't quite work out because a lot of the questions are structured like that. And that's why you actually then have to use some kind of algebraic technique such as factor. And we'll learn more about some of the other techniques, obviously throughout the summer packet, but also throughout the year. So again, that is problem number 3B.